Man, I'll tell you what, all these AEW roster members and fans better stop ruining my good time. Let's go. Wrestling Shoot! What is good? Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. I am Jesse. Joined with me as always, James, and we are in for another fun episode of me ranting and tearing fans apart on the AEW side, or Punk haters, if you will, James. If you were not a follower of us on Twitter, then you missed the fun this week. You really did. We did go live after Punk's return after Survivor Series, but all the fun started after the live. That's when all the fun started, because I remember tweeting back in October of 19. You can go back and check our timeline. And what I said was, man, I'm not saying that CM Punk is showing up at Survivor Series, but if he does, I am talking an unlimited amount of ish. And sir, it happened, James. It happened. And I kind of took over our Twitter account. I'm sorry. It may seem a little unprofessional to some of you, but I don't care, because CM Punk is back and everybody that's hating is having the worst time possible. We're going to talk about this promo that he hit up on Monday Night Raw and the significance of it and what it really meant. A lot of people are kind of tearing it down and saying that, oh, this is just a Monday Night Raw thing. Look at that scripted promo. Oh, this sounds like PG Punk. Oh my God. What he did was absolutely incredible in my eyes. And I'll tell you why. Because WWE orchestrated this promo to set up the greatest. I wouldn't even say that this was an insult to AEW, but this is like the greatest unacknowledgement of what he had done in AEW. They set this up in front of the WWE fans that let's just throw it out there. There's a lot more of them that watch WWE on a weekly basis. They're worldwide. AEW is not even in some countries, but CM Punk came out there to address the WWE universe, not the hardcores who smell all over themselves when they go to AEW events and all that stuff. Doesn't know how to take a shower, whatever. He went out there to address, yeah, check yourself, James. He went out there to address the fans in attendance and the fans watching around the world. And what he did was he went out there and basically didn't acknowledge the last 2 years of his career. He didn't acknowledge that he had ever even come back to a wrestling ring. He went right there and said, you guys have chanted my name every single night in WWE, and I've heard it, and I came back for you, and I'm home. You know what I mean? I love how WWE did this, because I don't know if everybody was expecting CM Punk to go out there and rah, AEW sucks, this happened, screw the Young Bucks, blah, blah, blah. No. It was a simple, hey, I'm back, and we're going to do this the right way. And then he ended it, James, by taking a victory lap in front of 17,000 fans.
Yeah, which is funny. I don't know about you. I didn't get to see that part. I just saw
It went off. It was off air.
It was off air, but some people got visual, and he's over there doing laps.
Well, they did post it on their website. So
yeah.
that's how that came out.
I mean, there was a little bit of digging, but this is a company that's mentioned AEW how many times, within the time being of AEW's existence?
Not much.
The last time I can remember is, Sami Zayn mentioning it, the Hall of Fame speech with Billy Gunn. That, there's probably been a few times.
Yep, that's what struck it, right? The Pissack company. And that's what struck the chord.
This is a company that, we don't really care. Like, how many times have they mentioned TNA? Very few times. Very few times. So for everyone bashing it and saying, oh, well, he should have done this and that. Yeah, but this is a company with professionals, not children. This is a company that actually cares about their structure.
I tweeted that out, too. Now he's well-rested, he's young, and he works with adults. He's not old.
You see Jim Cornette proud of this, and that's an accomplishment when you get Jim Cornette rooting for you. Because that hardly ever happens.
Well, Jim Cornette has always been a fan of CM Punk. I mean, there's no
Mussolini.
Like Mussolini. Hey, by the way, I see a comment down here from Everything Pro Wrestling says, I need James to be singing the Cult of Personality. Let's hear it, James.
Look, the fire is burned. Should have been played. I'm sorry. They should at least tease that at least one bit.
Sing Cult of Personality.
This fire burns.
Hey, because he didn't come back and you were talking all that ish for so long that he was going to be coming back, this fire burns.
It's a fantastic song.
Yep.
The
Sing
fact
the remix.
that they played the remastered.
Let's go.
No, I'm waiting for a super chat. Waiting for the super chat.
Guys, send a super chat. James is singing Colt's Personality.
No, I'll sing.
You want to hear that beautiful voice?
It's not that beautiful.
Pressing them ears. That is how you get it to happen.
I'll sing the Jim Cornette version about extra cheese.
Listen, guys, I see your guys' comments. We got a lot to dive into when it comes to WWE 2K24, what this means having CM Punk back, what to expect now when it comes to the roster. There's a lot of ins and outs about, are we going to get a pre-order bonus of CM Punk? We're going to dive into that, man. But first, I want to address the elephant in the room. CM Punk shows back to WWE, right? He's back. There's a lot of people calling him a hypocrite. And, well, this doesn't sound like Punk at all. This is definitely PG Punk. First of all, CM Punk did his best work in the PG era. That was the only era he had.
Yep.
In the PG era. So he's always been PG Punk, Just because he's not throwing an F-bomb out there doesn't mean that this isn't the CM Punk of old. This is still the CM Punk, and you haven't seen nothing yet. His time got cut short. He got 6 minutes. That's all he got on the stick.
It's a new era. Back then it was Vince. This is with Triple H. So there might be a little bit more that might be thrown out there. Without cursing and swearing.
It's not needed. It's not. If you're good on the mic, you don't need it.
Yeah. And guess what? That was, like you said, that was his best work. He dropped the pipe bomb in Las Vegas during that time.
Also, another thing I want to address, CM Punk being called a hypocrite. Listen, all the fans that don't like CM Punk, that were AEW fans, right? You chose to go online, bash him after reading your Observer report, you freaking mark. By the way, if you pay for an Observer subscription, we're not friends. We're not the same people. I'm just saying. So after you read your subscriptions and listen to Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez bash CM Punk for months, it seems like, after the brawl out, right?
Yeah.
You guys basically cancel cultured this man. He comes back, even though Tony Khan, probably was recommended by all the elite in the back to fire this man. He comes back, and then you continue to poke the bear. You poke the bear, you poke the bear, and then Jungle Boy was the last straw, right? It's real glass, cry me a river. And then you got choked out in the back. That's what happens. You know what I mean? You poke until you just had enough, right? This guy had enough. CM Punk has had enough. He got fired. He had nowhere to go. You're not going to go to Impact. You're not going to go to New Japan. You're not going to go to these places because it is not the WWE. WWE is a wide audience. It is massive. Why would you take an Impact where you barely get 11,000 people watching the show on a weekly basis, then going back to WWE and making amends?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense, right? You left this man nowhere to go. And there's another thing, too. A lot of people think that CM Punk just came back to wrestling WWE because he wanted to stick it to AEW. No, what I think really happened is CM Punk was talked in to coming back to AEW. Because trust me, Tony Khan was on the phone talking to him. I'm sure the Young Bucks were on the phone talking to him. Everybody was talking to this man, trying to get him to come back to wrestling. Listen, we're not WWE, man. We got you. We got you. CM Punk tests the waters, shows up backstage a couple times, and then eventually signs a contract, shows up at that Rampage. Great moment, right? Great moment. CM Punk then proceeds to have a bunch of amazing matches. And then he's no longer testing the waters. Now he has fallen back in love with professional wrestling, which he lost the love for, right? When he came back the second time after AEW All Out, the guy just wanted to wrestle and elevate AEW. That's all he wanted. And people kept poking. They couldn't take it. They kept poking it. Remember Brandon Cutler saying he was gaslighting? You know what I mean? Like Brandon Cutler, you would not be at that 1 mil. You would not have $1 million gates if it wasn't for CM Punk originally. Period. I don't care what anybody says. You can
He
argue
brought a
that if
whole
you don't like
audience
CM Punk
with
or not.
him, for
Yeah,
God's sakes.
you brought an amazing audience with him, and then you drove him out. Okay, CM Punk went to WWE because he wants to finish his career, because he fell back in love with professional wrestling, and you could see it on his face. The dude looks so healthy at Survivor Series, looks so healthy on Raw. He looks like a whole new CM Punk compared to what we've seen in AEW. It's wild. You got anything to add?
Yeah. No, I mean, just bygones, let bygones be bygones. I mean, people we didn't think would ever come back. Brett, I mean, he got to fight Vince McMahon, with all the scrutiny from years ago from the screw job. You had Bruno Sammartino come back, years down the road after having beef. You had Warrior, obviously his issues, you know. I mean, he lived a toxic environment. I mean, this person and this person and this person, and you still see it to this day in that company. Yeah, you don't hear all the drama, but you've noticed like certain things. We even got more word of like the disciplinary stuff and all that crap coming out. I mean, you had a guy over there in AEW that gave him a chance, and then just everything just he didn't protect him. He didn't do nothing about it. He just let everybody you guys will figure out.
He's letting the wrestlers run the asylum right now. We just found word.
Do we not learn from WCW? I don't understand. Like, you can't do that. You can't. This would never happen in WWE. Vince wouldn't allow that. Yeah, he had its ups and downs, but
it's not true. That's not true entirely. The game. No, but who's running it right now, James?
I understand that, but he's not going to let that crap go. He wouldn't let that happen.
Not entirely.
He's learned a lot from Vince.
But listen, man, we just got word that on the disciplinary committee or whatever it was that was the deciding factor of CM Punk getting fired was none other than my boy, Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson tweets something out. Was it yesterday or today?
Yesterday.
Okay, he tweets it out, and then magically, we get news from Fightful that he was on the committee, and he was the reason he made the final decision to fire CM Punk. Coincidence? Why are we continuing to talk about CM Punk when he has nothing to do with AEW anymore? It's funny that he comes back to WWE every single time like clockwork when he comes back to wrestling out of these last couple of comebacks, right, from AEW and now to WWE. These dirt sheets start lighting up, and guess where it's coming from, James? It's all coming from AEW.
I don't know why they care so much. He's gone. You fired him. That was your big problem. Your boys in there doing laps. What do you care about now? I don't understand. You're focusing on your tournament. Focus on your show. That's all that matters. Because it's going to take you years down the road to even hell freeze on earth if you ever catch up and compete with them.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm really disappointed in AEW today. Like, I'm an AEW fan, but I'm very disappointed on how they handle everything and why they continue to handle it the way that they're handling it. You fired CM Punk. Keep his name out your mouth and do you, man. Let it go. He's in WWE now. He didn't even mention you guys last night. You know what I mean? Just let it go.
Yeah.
It's poking the bear, and it's like they have this agenda, and it all stems back to the Elite. It all stems back to Colt Cabana. It all stems back to Adam Hangman Page. Kenny's the only one that said he would work with him. The only one out of every single one of them. Isn't that wild? Jungle Boy threw a fit because CM Punk told him that a real glass spot was foolish and you're not going to do it on my show. You want to do that silly child's play. Go to AEW Dynamite where they don't have any regard for their body whatsoever.
Yeah. It's like someone mentioned, you're using these guys. They're Tony Khan henchmen. Hey, I can't do it. You guys do it. You guys decide. You're the boss.
Why is Bryan Danielson making decisions
Like,
on
again,
behalf of AEW. And not
I
only this,
know
why did it get leaked? Why are we leaking this story?
just now, out of the blue.
Exactly. Just
Yes,
now.
I've
This
heard.
happened 3 months ago.
Yeah,
Why are we just now getting told who's
like
on the committee?
I have
Coincidence, right?
heard in the press conference, it was I don't know what show, what pay per view it was, that yeah, if something happened to Tony, Brian would be in charge, and I guess that was his way of yeah, you handle it. You're I I'm speechless. You know,
I'm
I
just
don't.
disappointed.
I've said, Tony, I know this is a whole different thing from your dad owning the Jaguars. Learn from him. He sure as hell will not let a football star run a schmuck on him and ask what they want and this and that. Hell no.
Well, they're going to find out what kind
I
of
don't
ball they really
understand, but
dropped.
it seems like he's following his dad's footsteps. Hey, my Jaguars, yeah, let's try something with London. Hey, why not? Hey, let's have all in London. You know, it's come on.
Well, London is a good crowd for wrestling.
It is a good crowd, but not after not after what happened this weekend. It's
But back to back, all ins there, you know what I mean?
It's gonna
running a risk.
dip. You know, I was one. You know, I was pushing my buttons and said I do not want to buy this pay per view because I was like, and it was not that great of a pay per view. There was
All
maybe
in?
2-3 matches, all out.
Oh, I was like, what? All in was great.
All out. No, all out. I refused to pay for it. I was very, I was very infuriated. I didn't like everything. You know, they did it. That's, they made the call, but the fact that it was...
But if you talk to their side, All Out was one of their best pay-per-views yet. Yeah. It was better than All In from what I'm hearing.
Yes. I understand loving your company, but geez, come on. You know the controversy that happened. You're talking about Chicago. It's your biggest star, who, by the way, is number one still on T-shirts over there. And now he's over there in WWE doing that.
Think about it this way, man. AEW just dropped the ball on the biggest polarizing figure in pro wrestling. The most talked about. And you can lie to yourself all you want on Twitter saying he's not the most talked about as you reply to my CM Punk tweet and tell me I'm wrong, yet you're complaining about CM Punk. Whether you love him, you hate him, you can't stop talking about him. CM Punk is the most over professional wrestler to date. And I will put him over Roman. I will, because he's more talked about. Who talks about Roman like that? Who? Do you see him all over the internet? By the way, CM Punk, top merch seller in WWE, shirt's been released for 2 days. Crazy. He is now.
Wild.
What's wild is he is currently still the top merchandise seller in AEW for a wrestler and in WWE. When has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Breaking records, man.
Yeah, I can't.
What was that phrase that Triple H used? Lightning in a bottle? Yeah. I think he's got it, man.
I mean, like Triple H said in the press conference. Yeah, people change. I mean, it's been almost 10 freaking years, Yeah. Triple H knows how it was. Yeah, he was, like I said, he was a degenerate. He did the curtain call with Shawn and all that. Now they're in that different position. Hey, we're in, we're in the top leagues. We're up there, Vince is not in the picture anymore. This is a whole different territory,
100%, man.
It's money. Look, you're not going to drop money. I'm sorry. If you let your biggest star in, what do you expect? There's going to be negativity, I'm curious if they're going to chant this at Tony tomorrow. CM Punk chants just to mess with him. He knows what's going on.
The AEW fans, look, all 2,000 of them, they're not going to be chanting very much except for "This is awesome" over in Dynamite. But listen, man, they just dropped the ball on the biggest star in professional wrestling. This biggest star is going to get to finish his career out at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. He's going to get a Hall of Fame. He's going to get the works, man.
Yeah, and I get it. Everyone's like bashing him.
Good for him.
He went over there and he bashed the company, WWE. Okay, well, so did Cody, and look where he's at. Oh, well, that's different because that's a fodder legacy. Well, where was Punk known for? He was known over there. You can't, he made the right decision to go over there. He was pissed off.
It's just wild.
You can't have EVPs be wrestlers. You can't have a committee be wrestlers. I don't know what title you have, Tony. I really don't.
Brian makes sense because he's been a part of all the promotions, right? He's been a part of all of them except for like New Japan.
He at least was a man about it when he's like, it was tough. You're a friend of mine, but it was a tough decision. At least he had the balls to say something.
But it's kind of funny that he released that tweet a day before the news got dropped. It's like he
Yeah.
was tipped off. Hey, this is getting
Yeah, and I
published.
don't know. See, and I don't know if this was a hey, hey Brian, can you leak that out just to stir up the pot? Who cares? He's already over there. What do you?
I
What
don't
do you?
think that Brian leaked it. I really don't. I think somebody else leaked it. But I think Brian was tipped off about it. I'm sure if Sean Ross Sapp had the scoop, he probably messaged Brian Danielson and let him know, hey, this is releasing tomorrow, just so you know. So
Pin?
Brian
Yeah.
probably got ahead of it and just tweeted what he did. Because Brian don't tweet.
No.
He don't tweet at all.
Very
So
rarely. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this is just wild. Good for Punk. I mean,
yeah,
this is
no,
pretty much
excellent for
this is a
Punk.
new beginning. New beginning for him. It's a
Yeah.
new era with Triple H. No Vince.
I'm happy for CM Punk. Look, I'm glad he's not done wrestling. I can't wait to see what's next for CM Punk. Not only that, man, the roster is just so strong at WWE right now. It's incredible what they're doing. The show is still not like the subpar WWE Raw that we, grew to love, but the roster is stacked and they have all the potential in the world if they just switch some things up, which could possibly be happening. We'll be seeing in the near future. Mike, what's going on, man? Member of the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Beach Bites, what's going on, man?
How's it
Another
going?
member of the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. Everything Pro Wrestling in the house. Jason's in the house. We're throwing up the X's from Everything Pro Wrestling and Easy E. Welcome to the chat, guys. Thank you so much. Devin says hello. What's going on, Devin? Isaiah Hill, the spokesperson for My Rise. What's going on, Isaiah? Good to see you. Fire Spark is in the house
How's it
saying hi to
going?
Mike. Hi to us. Hello, gentlemen. How are you today? We're fired up today, Fire.
Yeah.
We're fired up.
Still in shock.
She says hi to everybody. Oh, and by the way, apologies to the women that follow us on Twitter. I did go a little crazy on Twitter with my tweets, but man, I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? Like I've just seen so much negative stuff thrown at.
Yeah.
And look,
I've
not
it's
faultless.
just it's disheartening, as an
Yeah,
AEW fan seeing all this bashing like, "Oh, I went 3 hours and, I had to wait 3 hours to watch him." Okay, yeah. What, are you going to put him at the beginning of the show and just let him right his way? I mean,
yeah. It's
come
look,
on.
man. Look,
It's smart. It's
he's not
smart business
faultless.
move.
I'm not going to sit here and say that
Don't
CM
get me
Punk
wrong.
is faultless,
I
but
get
he
it.
didn't start this. He didn't. This was all started
He
from
pretty look.
Hangman Adam Page crying about Colt Cabana not being on Dynamite anymore. Period. That's what it is. He thought that CM Punk had got him fired, even
Yeah.
though Tony Khan denounced it and said, no,
I mean,
that is not the
do
case.
you blame any of these wrestlers of taking shots at each other? Because Tony sure as hell was not doing anything.
No.
Yeah, you guys solve it out. Oh, wait, someone's got to be fired? All right, I'm going to let a committee go at it.
There's a lot more wrestlers that
on.
are leaving AEW in the near future. QT
Come
Marshall
on.
just left, said that they're going towards a New Japan Pro Wrestling style instead of just focusing on AEW and doing what we loved about that company, man. Tony Khan don't listen to fans anymore, though. He's made that very, very clear. Hey, we've been killing it on pay-per-views. Why do I need to listen to you?
Yeah, I got one fan
It's wild.
base, and any minute now he's going to tweet, hey, victory to AEW Dynamite. We beat SmackDown on FS1.
Yeah.
That's another one for the good guys.
Easy says we took it from Punk haters for months. The moment the man comes back, they start crying. Can he live? Make a living? Oh, we already got that one. Mike says, hey, Fire. He's saying hi. I was shocked that CM Punk came back.
I think we all
Devin.
were. Yeah,
Us too, yes.
We all were.
Yeah, right here. Everything Pro Wrestling, cult of personality over this fire still burns. And that's a fact. I'm going to star that comment. Let's star it. Steve Kelly, what's going on? He says, I like CM Punk WWE. Fire says, oh, come on, James. Sing it for us. You know what I mean? Why do they have to pay for your lovely voice, James?
It's once in a lifetime thing.
You need some water?
Oh, no, I got some water.
Take a drink. Sing us a song.
Me. No.
La, 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 la. Come on, clear the voice. Let's do it.
No.
Quadarius says, what's good, Jesse and James? What's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. Steve Kelly says, I hear voices in my head. Yeah, Randy Orton's back too, and that dude is jacked.
By the way, I know that people like, oh, well, Orton's return got overshadowed. I mean, it's CM freaking Punk. Orton doesn't give a damn. I mean, he was
I don't think
waving
Orton
at
got
him.
overshadowed
I
at
don't
all.
think he cared. He's waving at him. You know,
It was
come
literally in
on.
the credits that CM Punk came back. The match was over. They celebrated. CM Punk came.
Orton got his moment. He came back. That's fine. I mean, it's CM Punk.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think that Bryan Danielson overshadowed Adam Cole's return at All Out when they both came? Because I don't.
I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean,
I thought they were both great returns.
It was just a back-to-back, return, and it worked out. I don't have no problems with it. I get it. Orton's been out for, 18 months? Punk has been in WWE rings in 10 years. That's huge.
It's wild,
remember
man.
the reaction when Brett came back? That was huge. No one expected it.
It's wild. Guys, I'm going to try to get to as many comments as I can. I probably won't make it to all of them, so don't just forgive me on that. We got a lot to cover, like I said, but Gabe says Punk may have won me over last night. Yeah, man, just keep watching. Look, if you're not a fan, you're not a fan. That's fine, but don't go and drag the guy's name over online. You know what I mean? Like, give this guy a chance. He literally had a 6-minute promo. That's it. He hasn't gotten in the ring. He hasn't did no pipe bombs. And we're already saying that CM Punk is washed, right? So it's wild, dude. It's so wild.
Yeah, he's old. Yeah. You guys got the... Yeah. By the way, Matt Riddle, bro, literally, just
somebody who doesn't even know who CM Punk is.
Yeah, he's like, well, good luck.
Never worked with him, man.
Well, one, he's sober, Jack.
Yeah. CM Punk is like, what, 0-2 or 2-0? No, against you and
0-2. Yeah, he's like, have fun with CM Punk. Ha ha, 0-2 in the first comment. Hey, at least he's sober.
Yeah. He's beating you in drug tests, bud. Lamar says, welcome to the chat, by the way. Who will be champions in WWE 2K24 when it releases?
Good well,
here's my guess. Here, wait. Oh, I lost it. No, it's going to be Roman Reigns and probably Seth Rollins. I'm going to say that. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. If you're talking about world champions or heavyweight, whatever, Universal,
Gunther for sure,
because it's going to release before WrestleMania. So, it's releasing before WrestleMania. If it was going to release after WrestleMania, I would say Cody and maybe CM Punk.
Yeah,
you don't know what they're going to do with Punk. I'm not saying throw him straight into the title mix, but
yeah, I'm trying to think.
When you have that lightning in a bottle, kid.
Yeah.
You strike. So
for sure, Seth and Roman, Gunther, Kevin and Sammy as tag champs, probably.
Yes.
You
said Kevin and Sammy?
Yeah, when they were after they won Mania.
No, they're not going to be tag champions in the game though. They'll put the current.
You think current Judgment Day? It's either Judgment Day.
Yeah. So when they release the game, it will be updated as the current people that is on the roster. It will update the current. So whoever's champions by the time the release comes out, that's who you're going to see in the game as champion for the most part, unless it happened like a day before or something like that.
No.
Before their update, but for the most part, that's usually the way it goes. Let me see here. Got to scroll back up to some comments.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley for sure.
There's a lot of people in this chat, man. Thank you guys so much for
much appreciated
for coming and hanging out with us to listen to me complain about fans on Twitter. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Mike says sorry about your damn luck. Fire says Meltzer is a bad word in my house. Mine too, Fire. Mine too. We don't mention Dave Meltzer over here.
Yeah.
What did that come from, Dave Meltzer? Is that a Dave Meltzer quote?
Dave, Brian.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Mike says AJ Lee. She was mentioned on.
I mean, she was mentioned.
WWE.
Do I think? We'll see. I mean, you could do Becky and Seth and AJ and Punk in the future if they really want to go that
Fire
path.
says she wants to see AJ back. I think everybody does, man. I think everybody would like to see that return. That is a return that everybody would pop over.
I mean,
do you think
she had
that's
her own
quite possibly the biggest women's debut that you can get? It's got to be, right? Who would be bigger than that?
I can't think of it. I mean, she was polarizing. She did her own pipe bomb.
Could you imagine if she's the devil in AEW?
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna send. Yeah, he's gonna send his wife over there. Hey, yeah, I heard they're good over there. Yeah,
They're
right.
good. They're good.
That would be the biggest swerve.
Jason says, now that I have a fresh eyes on CM Punk, I'm actually interested in hearing any good things about him as an individual because the negative is exhausting. Dude, you have no idea how exhausting the negative really is because we've been listening to it for about, what, 2 years now, James?
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's been exhausting, I'll say. There's always a report every single week. 1 week.
I hope this is just a fresh slate for him.
How long did Brawl Out go on for? According to the dirt sheets, it went on for about months. Oh, well, this guy said this next week. Oh, well, this guy said this. Oh, well, this week, there's always like just, let's pull it out of our head. Let's just pull it out of nowhere and get this. I mean, there's not much to do. I mean, there's a certain fan base that would just say, hey, let's poke the bear. Let's release the footage to see what really happens. Like, come on.
I mean, do you really want to see Jack Perry getting choked out that bad?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Easy says Macho Man and Luger came back into WWE fold as well.
Who was it in
Hogan,
WCW? I brought it up. Arn Anderson, what was he? He stabbed, what was it, Sid Vicious? He still got rehired.
Yeah.
They solved that
out. Good old
out.
Conrad Thompson pointed that out on Twitter.
They solved that out. I mean, come on. And that was WCW.
Everything Pro Wrestling says depends on what you like, Jason. If you like matches, ROH, WWE was slow climb and character work. AEW, I assume you saw. If you haven't seen CM Punk in AEW, go and watch the dog collar match between him and MJF. Best match of AEW, in my opinion.
AEW, for what I would say, it's there can be some professionalism there, but like a mix of independence, I guess you can say. Something you wouldn't see on WWE, with just blood and swearing and all this, while WWE is more of like a corporate style, but they can still, have the ring wear. They still have the promos. They can compete in the different sense.
Yeah.
That's the way I would look at it.
It's crazy, man. We're going to get some comments from some people that are in the chat that we didn't get to shout out yet, man. Our RJB, what's going on, man? It says, but that just proves that he can squash beef. The Elite didn't want to do it. It's a fact, man. I'm just...
I don't know what pisses me off more, the Elite or the Bucks, shall I say, or Tony. I mean, you're the damn boss. An EVP cannot have.
Tony is fresh. I love Tony to death, just because I know he means well at the end of the day. But that man is just afraid. He really did fear for his life. I'm convinced, man. Yusuf, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. It's just it's disheartening to see, and then just man. Seeing him tweet when AEW went against NXT, I'm like, dude, shut up. Jesus, I know you love your company, man. Just take the L. Just like you lost Punk. I mean, and
Jason Callie says AEW where the children play equals WCW where the big boys play. Oh man. Let's see here. Lagoat in the house. He said, "What's up, guys? What's going on, Lagoat?" I'm just getting these comments that from people that I haven't read a comment from, guys. We're trying to keep up, but we're also trying to keep relevant. So, K Money is King. What's going on, man? Holding it down on Twitch. My one follower over on Twitch. I appreciate you, brother. He says, "I'm happy Punk is back." Us too, King Money. Putting you guys on while I do some work. Put in that work, bro. Put in that work. Matthew Lopez, hello, good evening. I heard something on Everything Pro Wrestling. Why? I don't know why, but I also read it like Everything Pro Wrestling does, and I caught myself doing that. Every time Matthew says good evening, I feel like he's saying it.
I was about to say
nice and gentle. Good evening. I don't know, man. Everything Pro Wrestling pointed that out first, man. I just had to say that. Like every time I say it, I say the same thing. I don't know why I read it like that, Matthew. You just must be a sophisticated gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Keith Lee.
So, Supergirl, what's going on? She says, "Hey everyone, what's going on?
Indubitably.
Welcome to the chat. Everything Pro Wrestling. Welcome, welcome all. Please hit like, subscribe, and super chats are open to get your comment moved up. Yes, 100%. They are always appreciated. Not required, obviously, but if you want your comment read like right now, then yeah, we'll get them. But there's a lot of people in here, so we gotta keep the party moving and still stay relevant. Young Thugger." New sub here. Love you guys. Keep up the work. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining. Bobby is in the house. I can't stop watching R-Truth eating jelly rolls in Judgment Day's clubhouse. That was great, man.
Okay, R-Truth is gold. I'm glad he's back.
Look, protect this man. He's a national treasure. Okay, he's
is.
just like Tony Schiavone to me. Like, protect these gentlemen at all costs.
Oh man,
okay.
I didn't watch Raw too much, but him talking to Judgment Day. Did we win?
Yeah.
Oh, but Randy Orton came back.
He said, "How did I do?" Like, you weren't there, man.
Well, Randy Orton came back.
I loved it. I love Truth, man. I love Truth. Okay, but we also got R-Truth and Kofi. Yes, R-Truth, Kofi
They're
returned.
gems.
That's true.
We're not gonna go with the title reign. That's a whole different topic.
Jason Callie says MJF leaves AEW has nothing to do. I almost guarantee that MJF is not going anywhere. Like there's no way. Could you be the biggest idiot in the world to have not already signed this guy? I know that we've been doing the gimmick of, bidding war of 2024, but come on, man.
Yeah. If you don't re-sign him, which I'm pretty sure Tony can't be that stupid. I'm pretty sure. If they don't, that's the death. That company is, the sinking shipping.
100%, man. Mike says, "Look at my eyes. What do you see?" Sing it, James.
Extra cheese.
That is not how it goes.
According to Cornette, it does.
Adam.
Pork fried. The cow must die.
Derek says, "What's up, Pro Wrestling Shoot? I'm glad that CM Punk is back in WWE. People need to get over it." Yes, 100%, man.
Meanwhile, on AEW, you got Danhausen.
Jason says, "Jesse, I know you're a fan of CM Punk, but calm down, bro. It's just trolls." Absolutely not, Jason. These people had it coming, okay? I warned them. I caged the bull up. You know what I mean? And then they kept running that mouth. So I had to let thy get smacked. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things.
Slap.
It's one of the things, Jason. You see it from the AEW side. Like, there's fan bases that would just defend. We could never do no wrong. This was a big ordeal. Like, look.
Yeah.
The fact is, you're not going to bash the guy. You guys didn't want him here. You bashed him. Now all of a sudden he goes there. You're still bashing him. What do you care? You guys wanted him gone. You got what you want. Just leave it alone. Focus on your own product.
Yeah, it's wild, man. There's a couple comments that I seen up at the top that I want to reply to as well. Wolf Mode says, "Welcome to the chat, by the way. Cody can't win because the story would be over." No, he's got to win. He's got to win. He's got to win, baby.
Yeah, I would think he's going to win. Yeah, I would think he's going to win unless they change and say, "Oh no, we got to pass Hogan's record. One more, we have to pass it. It's in our books."
I say leave it, man. It's not worth it. And nobody wants to see Roman Reigns carry that title even longer. Look, Bloodline is already losing tons of momentum. It's stale at this point, right? Are you excited about anything Bloodline related? Because I'm not.
No, and I can.
It's gone.
I'm telling you,
you got to take that title off.
I think Jay's going back. Is what I'm thinking. I think Orton's appearance. He told him, "Oh, I'm cool with you if you don't go back." Go back to them. I think it's gonna happen, and then, but unless they're teasing the matchup with the brothers, I don't know. It's one or the other.
Matthew Lopez says CM Punk versus Rollins is most likely Mania Night 1 main event. I hope so. I hope that's the case, man. I want to read these comments.
I've heard ramblings that he fight Rollins, and I've heard Roman is in the works too. So do they hold everything off with? I don't know. It's up in the air. We'll see what they want to go with.
First of all, everything pro wrestling. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge you right there. He says, "I'm glad CM Punk is back in wrestling." Us too. I know you're glad, Conrad. Mike says, cold-blooded. Jason says, "Also, let's not make an argument that AEW is doomed because it's not going anywhere." It may not be going anywhere, but it may not be viewed by more than 11,000 people. Impact didn't go anywhere. I would say that they're doomed. I don't see them getting on the rise anytime soon. What about you guys?
And they're still around.
Yeah. And then he
I
says,
don't know how, but they're alive.
There's no need to have CM and Randy Orton back if WWE creative team doesn't use them well. I think they'll use them just fine. I'm not really worried.
Trust me, there's a lot you can do with Orton. And I don't know if Orton is joking. I mean, he did mention he's like 10 years. I'll do 10 more years.
Let me see here. Easy says, why would AEW ask Punk to tell Jungle Boy about some stupid glass? Exactly. Danielson is a current wrestler. It's just as bad as the EVPs being in charge of people in their own locker room. And then Everything Pro Wrestling replied saying, not wise from a business standpoint. It's not. You don't want these guys.
I mean, look, if we notice the changes, like, he helps Tony with the booking because that was this big thing. He said on the press conference he will take over if any issues come up, with me. That's his left-handed man or right-handed man, whatever it is. He has a lot of trust in him, and he's well-liked for everyone. He's kind of like a union leader. This is the way I look at it. I've never heard no hatred over them, and then all of a sudden this comes out, and okay.
Beach says AEW dumped the hot girl and then got mad she started dating someone else. Actually, she started dating the ex again, is what CM Punk did. But look, it's been 10 years almost. Different company, different people running it. Vince has nothing to do with it anymore. Different medical staff. CM Punk's older. Triple H is older. Things are changed.
I mean, was there a lot of booing when I'm trying to remember. Was there a lot of booing when Hogan came back from WCW back to WWF?
No, no.
I mean, it was
not at all. Hogan was super over. All he had to do was stand in the ring with the Rock.
He was, and that was, yeah. I mean, it was different times.
Let me see here. Copied my tweet. I think he says, I don't understand how some accounts went from hating CM Punk, watching all 3 hours of Raw, and then comparing his AEW debut to the WWE Raw return. It's mind-blowing, man.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. He says, imagine if Triple H did that. Oh, wait, come out of retirement to job out Punk and then retire again right after.
Now, the Vince McMahon way would be, oh, okay, Punk, you're back? Yeah, we're jobbing you, brother.
We're jobbing you, brother. It's just crazy, dude. It's crazy to see some of the things that is going on online.
Yeah, and there's certain accounts that we know very well that are always on this of CM Punk's back, blah.
Yeah, it's
It's
annoying. I can only hold it back so long. That's why, Jason. I know this is probably your first time seeing me rant because we haven't done this in a while, right, James? We haven't done a podcast like this to where we're kind of going off. But welcome to the show, Jason, because this is what happens when you poke the bear. And look, I'm a fan of CM Punk, and I'm just tired of the drama. Look, all that backstage drama is the reason why I dislike AEW as much as I do right now. It's like, look, I loved AEW. I had so much hope for them. And then all this unprofessionalism started happening, and now I'm just disappointed. And now that I know this, I can't look at people that I used to like the same anymore, like the Young Bucks, like an Adam Hangman Page. Do you think I'm going to go and buy any of their merch and start rooting for them anymore? No, because, dude, I know how you are as, you know what I mean? I know how you are as a businessman. I know how you are as an unprofessional. And I know how now anybody that comes in, if you're not friends, well, it's ROH for you, bud.
Yeah.
So I'm
just reading more of this Tony Khan and the termination, and it's like, oh, well, it was my decision and mine alone.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, God.
It's crazy, man.
I don't want this company to die. It's just... You're making WCW roll in their grave.
Devin says, I don't think AEW is going to die. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. But I don't think that they're going to succeed.
They're not doing smart business points. I mean, you brought a guy. You got one of the biggest stars to come back to that hasn't wrestled in years. That flat out did not care about wrestling. that just got over it. You have him come back. You have a show for him, the first dance, which is a big deal. You did it before SummerSlam. Got everybody talking. And it was weeks and weeks and weeks. People were watching. The 1 million ratings were coming in just to, every single week. It was working. Even just him wrestling got people talking, and then things just started going south. Then you had wrestlers digging on each other, and you have an incompetent boss not doing jack squat.
Yep.
But Vince's way of doing it. Oh yeah, you guys are battling out. I don't care. I'm not.
I don't even want to talk about Vince because he's a piece of trash too. I don't really care about Vince McMahon, and I'm glad he's gone. Like that is just where I'm at with that. I hope that he is completely out of the picture and stays gone because
I know they're in a lawsuit. That I know.
Vince McMahon run WWE into the ground. That's what he did. This is the reason why we have the product we have is because of a Vince McMahon. I don't care about Vince McMahon.
No, it's at its boom period right now.
Yeah, he's trash. I'll take a Tony Khan any day over Vince McMahon. Let's put it that way. I will. Fact. Devin says, if CM Punk is a pre-order bonus, we need 3 faces of CM Punk like ECW versions. So I guess we could talk about WWE 2K24 now.
Yeah, since it's a big deal.
So for pre-orders, I do not see CM Punk being a pre-order bonus. Now, I'm not saying they can't make it happen because,
never say never.
Print a T-shirt within an hour, apparently, So, I don't see why 2K couldn't have been in the house scanning. They were there at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and put it that way. So, I don't know. Maybe they finished up the scans at Survivor Series, which I told you guys, that we weren't going to get, not to get your hopes up for a snippet trailer or anything like that for Survivor Series because I knew that wasn't going to happen. We've never had it at Survivor Series before. And it's, they have a way of doing things. We're right before Christmas. Let's put it this way. You just seen a trailer for WWE 2K23 on Survivor Series. They are still trying to sell this game all the way up until they announce 2K24. And that's a fact. Like, that's just what it is. It's Christmas time.
If I have to
put
it out there, I think Punk's going to probably be DLC.
100%. He's going to 100%
He's going to
be in
be
the game.
DLC. I mean, Bray returned in October.
Mm-hmm.
This is November, so I think, they did everything in their power. They got Uncle Howdy in the game,
Yeah.
which I didn't expect. They got Bray in the game. They got the Fiend was a whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
But still, he's more likely going to be DLC.
Yeah.
I would think. And that's
this
your
roster
right there.
You can expect to be really stacked when it comes to legends, and I wouldn't be surprised some ECW names showing up in the mix as well. But here's what you can expect, and I almost know this is fact. Let's just put it this way. You can expect the faces of Wyatt. I'm sure that we're going to get The Fiend. We're going to get Bray. We're going to get Uncle Howdy, all them back in the game. Not at open release, too, by the way, not DLC. I see CM Punk making it. I see Carlito coming in. I see the Dudley Boys coming in. I see Jade Cargill coming in. I see Alexis King. Or is that right? Alexis King. Is that his new name?
Yeah, Alexis. Yeah,
Alexis King or whatever his name is. Brian Pillman Jr. He's going to be in the game.
Oh, hey, Brian just tweeted out. He'll be on commentary tomorrow, and then you just put dragon emojis.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, so you can expect all these guys to come down. When it comes to the roster, man, it's going to be loaded with a lot of new, fresh faces that we did not see in WWE 2K23. So that's the good thing, man. I'm just...
Yeah, I know ECW roster. I know Dudley Boys, of course, signing the contract.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw it was mentioned that ECW is being added into what was it? Supercard. I know Sandman was on there. You could get a snippet of some ECW guys.
That'd be awesome to get Sandman back in there.
Sandman,
I don't know what they're going to do with Rob Van Dam because they were pretty petty about him not going to WrestleMania when he was originally scheduled to be at WrestleMania. So for Philly anyway, this coming year. So if they're not welcoming him in for Philly, unless they had already scanned him and got the rights to put him in the video game, then I don't see RVD making it this year. I don't see Edge making it this year either.
No, that's probably been pulled.
Yeah. So there are some people that, you can expect to not be in the game. But here's what I don't expect. I don't expect the DLC this year to be loaded with NXT stars like it was last year, right? I expect most of those stars, because we're not signing a lot of NXT. We haven't signed a ton of NXT stars this year that couldn't already be in the base game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So in the base game, I see a lot of the NXT stars just at launch being unlocked. And then when it comes to the DLC, we could be seeing some new things. We could be seeing a lot of microtransactions as well outside of your season passes, right? You've seen AEW Fight Forever drop their season 2 pass, which is $25. Apparently, there's more that's coming that hasn't been announced, like a cage match or maybe even some other things. Remember, we didn't find anything out about Stadium Stampede for season 1 for quite some time, right? So there could be some other stuff added for that game, but I don't know. I haven't even bought season 2 yet. I was thinking about it, but it's a lot of money. Hopefully, they bring it down for Christmas or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. Matthew Lopez says AJ Lee was visiting at Raw last night. That's cool, man.
Yeah, so was Dixie Carter.
Yeah, so was Dixie Carter. That's true. Steve Kelly says AJ was backstage. Mike says, so what do you all think about Shinsuke?
Oh, God. We had a conversation about this, and I kind of want to hear a chat. Like, oh, man. It was the whole thing about, why does WWE always have Japanese star do the mist? Why do Samoans do headbutts and Samoan drops? It's an iconic thing. It's legendary. I mean, I guess people forgot the Great Buddha did that, for years and years. The Samoan headbutts, I mean, that's up to a wrestler if they want to do it. I don't see no issues with it. I don't. I mean, it's just a traditional thing. It works out fine. I don't understand the problem with it.
Fire wants to hear you sing.
No.
You're not going to sing for
her? We'll see. Maybe at the end.
Just disappointing our audience, James. I don't know if they're going to be back next week. Maybe we just won't bring James back next week. That's what Conrad, you're invited.
All right, day off.
Conrad will sing it for you. Beach Bite says, I think CM Punk will be on the disc roster for WWE 2K24. No, he won't. You mean DLC roster? If it's the DLC roster, then yes.
Yeah, the main roster, no.
He won't be in it. Yeah, no. Dude, they have to have they got to have a selling point, right?
Yeah.
This is your selling point.
Yeah.
Like, hey, season pass, you're going to get that CM Punk, The only thing my question would be is, like, don't do CM Punk so late, right? Like, don't make us wait for CM Punk like we had to wait for Bray Wyatt.
Bray was what, 4th pack?
He was the last one, I thought. Oh, wait, no, Wade Barrett was the last, right?
Yeah.
Wade Barrett was the last pack.
Yeah, Bray and Uncle Howdy, I think, were 4 out of 5 or something like that.
I don't know. Wolf Mode says, imagine MJF appearing in the Royal Rumble. Dude, I would lose it. I'd lose it.
I don't know how the crowd would react.
Lamar says, will Schism be in WWE 2K24? Is Schism still a thing? I don't watch NXT.
Last I saw was what was her name? I forgot her name. What, Ava Rain or Ava? I forgot her name was. She was talking to Heyman. She's gonna be in 2K.
Bloodline.
Oh yeah, should.
She'll be in 2K. She's been there over a year. We didn't get her this.
What's his name was DLC? Actually, let me see. He was what's his name? Joe Gacy. He was DLC, so he has to be on there. I don't know about the rest of the rest of the group. Should be in. I don't see why not.
Fire Spark says, who do you think goes against Shin? It looks like Cody Rhodes is next in line for Shin.
Yeah,
I guess that's who that was so weird. So that's who he was talking about this whole time. So no Okada, no CM Punk.
I mean, Okada's on contract, so I don't know. Maybe
swerved everybody. I don't know. I guess it's Cody.
Yeah, you never know. When did they fight? Did they fight somewhere around? I don't know. And then Okada comes in and attacks Cody out of the blue.
I have no idea. Matthew Lopez says TK had a disciplinary committee decide Punk's fate. I want to know who outed Bryan Danielson. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who reported it? Who reported Bryan Danielson? It's like him. Bryan and CM Punk are friends, Like, let's leak this story, man. Let's cause some trouble
Let's just
between
jump
them
the
two.
let's jump the pod. Hey, Brian, you're not friends with him. It's like, come on.
Bobby says, heard MJF signed until 2027. I don't know who you heard it from, but I think that if AEW didn't re-sign them, then they would be the biggest fools that ever ran a wrestling company. Period. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know he hasn't mentioned the bid of 2024. He hasn't done that in weeks, months.
I think he did once. It was like a
Oh
couple
yeah,
weeks
yeah, he
back or
did,
something.
yeah. But he's
He
not
did
doing
mention
it
it
as
once.
much like he used to,
Yeah.
though. He used to be ruthless about it.
Jason says, I don't want Tony to turn this into AEW and WWE war. I like having AEW as an alternative for WWE, period. I think everybody does. But
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think
problem is they don't want to be that alternative anymore. They want to be WWE in
they
their
want
short
to
5
start a
years.
war. They want to just get the boat rolling and just stir the pot.
They did just beat SmackDown because SmackDown was on FS1
after Thanksgiving,
after
by the way, when
Thanksgiving and all
everyone's
that stuff.
Black
Yeah, so
Friday shopping.
no
Ha.
Millie, no Millie.
Yeah, I know. When Tony was saying that, I'm like, dude, God.
Hey, all to them, man. Let them celebrate
Yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah.
The comments that I read were hilarious. Yeah, but they had 17,000 people in the crowd. You know, so it's just wild, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure that WWE is not phased by this. I promise you that. But it's
You can call it petty, call and Taker and Cena Hover. I mean, yeah, but they have the power to do that. You know, they have stars over there.
there you go, James. Sing that version. The cult of meat with extra cheese. The cult of cornet.
The cult of cornet.
Steve Kelly says CM Punk, CM Punk. Derek says, what's up? I'm glad CM Punk's back.
Let the cow die.
Mike says Jesse had to lay the smack it down on his candy asses. Yes, for real, man. For real. Not wrong, Jason. Everything Pro Wrestling says. Yeah, look, he's saying not wrong because he wants everybody wants an alternative. I'm going to say it right here. I don't want just one wrestling company. That's what frustrates me about what's going on in AEW.
When we were at a period,
I want tons of wrestling from both mainstream companies, but I want them to do good. I want them to focus on AEW and do what AEW did to draw my attention in the first place.
Look, it was an interesting discussion. When we went to Survivor Series a couple years ago, that was when the talks came out that, oh yeah, Jim Ross, Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks, oh yeah, there's a promotion being, coming up called AEW, and all these guys that are coming up, and it was a big deal. We wanted the second promotion because at the time, we went to the show, but Dodie was kind of piss poor. The attendance were terrible. The pay-per-views were just a mockery. They were worth $10, if you will. And then AEW just, struck gold for the early times of 2019.
It was that honeymoon period, man. People wanted something different. Yeah. And they gave it to us.
It's kind of like TNA. Like, he was kind of disappointing fans. And, hey, let's go watch TNA on FS1. And
what ruined everything for AEW was that whole Brawl Out situation. I think they were on this rocket ship, and as soon as Brawl Out happened, and we got rid of the Elite and CM Punk, both were suspended and sent home, never came back either. Just never came back and never recovered.
And what did they mention for months and months? Just let them brawl out. Let them fight it out.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk. Hey, we're not doing meets. No. Come on.
It's crazy, man. Brandon, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. I hope that WWE 2K24 could be a really good game. I think you guys are going to be surprised with the game that comes out. Speaking of video games, does anybody fancy themselves a fan of Road to WrestleMania? Wonder who's a fan of that mode. I've been talking to one of the guys that was widely responsible for making the Road to WrestleMania. And he also had a lot to do with Road to the Elite if you played AEW Fight Forever. And we're working out something, man. He's going to be on the show. I don't know if it's going to be next week, but we're hitting him up again next week. He's busy this week. He's got a deadline he's got to meet for work, but we're going to have a special guest, man. And we're going to be talking some Road to WrestleMania and possibly a return to the 2K franchise. It's not going to happen this year, guys. So don't think that Road to WrestleMania is coming back for 2K24. It's not.
Pump
it's
the
not
brakes,
happening.
Yeah.
But something good could be coming in the future. Jason says, Pro Wrestling Shoot is getting bigger by the day. Internet trolls ain't going nowhere. I love Jesse and James to where I want them to be able to handle the exposure. Oh man, we got this. We
Trust me,
got
you
this.
haven't seen our rants. Trust me, we get into it when it comes to our private chat.
Jason, go listen to some of our old podcasts. I want you to go and check those out, and then tell me if you're still a fan of us afterwards.
Yeah.
We've said some stuff, man. Some very controversial.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. It was a good old time on them audio podcasts, man. We had a blast. I love podcasting. I did this for the love, man. Look, y'all think that I'm getting paid on this? I ain't making no money, man. I ain't making no money from YouTube. I don't do this full time. Like, I make some money on YouTube, but I haven't even received my first check from YouTube yet. We do this because we are pro wrestling fans. We do this because this is a passion project, and we've just stuck with it, man. There's been tons of times that I've wanted to call it a day. Huh, James?
Yeah, it's the same with me.
Let's just stop.
I'm just pissed off with the whole wrestling,
it is what it is, man. Wrestling is a love-hate relationship.
Sometimes, it just, like you said, when certain things just raise up your blood pressure, just like, oh, this again and this again, dirt sheet this, dirt sheet that. Dave, Brian, just, man, just want to go day drinking, man.
I just want to go day drinking.
Jeez.
I just want to go day drinking. Steve Kelly says, the one I still support in AEW is it's Sting. Dude, look, Sting's my dude. I will never, ever say a bad thing about Sting.
But wait, if Sting says something about CM Punk, the whole community will be like, oh, come on, Sting. You're not cool with him. Don't be saying that. Don't be fronting us. Jeez.
Yeah. RJB says, I can't see them making him a pre-order bonus only because usually those are months in advance. Yeah. I think that what they do is they develop a marketing plan and they put it together and then they stick with the plan. Like, this is what it's going to be. Those plans could change, though. If something more popular comes up, it's not unheard of. It really isn't, man.
Yeah. Last minute, they could get word from, some people in WWE. It says he needs to be on the main roster, damn it.
Yeah. Supergirl says, glad Vince is gone too, especially with how he treated women, only hiring female wrestlers for looks rather than their talent and sexually exploiting them. As a female, that makes my blood boil. Yeah, and you know what? You have all the right to, because Vince McMahon is a creep. I'm not even gonna talk about it in past tense.
And he's in another lawsuit, by the way.
He is still a creep. Like, I will take a Tony Khan over I will take a Dixie Carter over Vince McMahon any day. And that's a fact. Like, I'll take anybody over him.
There's
dude.
a lot.
Has had dirty tactics for years.
He's had dirty tactics. He's brought in God into wrestling. It's just, oh man, this guy's just done so much. Jeez, he's, he needs to stay away forever. And that's what it looks like. And he's getting sued again.
James, I put you on the big screen because we're still waiting for that cult of personality. So.
Maybe at the end of the show. We'll see. Maybe I got to go with some bourbon.
If you're telling these fine folks in the chat that you're saying maybe at the end of the show, if you make them wait to the end of the show and you don't perform,
look, I got this WWE. Look, you'll have to put the end credits like the WWE.
When we put the all rights reserved, copyright infringement stuff up. I don't gotta.
I know your anger. I know your dreams.
I mean, that's
Stay tuned next week.
You just give them a snippet and call it a night, or what? Oh,
yeah, I'm
man.
like the iTunes. I'm like the iTunes preview. You get like 10 seconds.
That's ridiculous, man. Isaiah says, "Hold up, I'm still here." Isaiah, did I skip your comment or something, man? I don't know. Mike says, "This is therapy to me, man." I appreciate you, Mike. You're number one supporter over here. Guys, we also have memberships too. That I'm going to do better. Look, I haven't even released an actual video yet. Holidays and stuff like that. I'm going to release another video this week, probably a couple of them, but this week one for sure, and then at the beginning of next week I'll release another one. But I've just been extremely busy with family. It was like a 3-day holiday experience for me, man. It was a lot. Here's
a question. I want to throw it to you. Are we doing a day after Christmas stream?
Yes, of
On
course.
Kwanzaa. It's gonna.
Yeah, yeah, man. Chrismica. Let's get it
Yeah,
going.
yeah, sure.
Chrismica. Well, I'm down. I'm down. Devin says, I agree with you on the Vince McMahon thing. I could take a Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Stephanie McMahon taking over, take over like being in charge. Yeah, 100%, man. Vince is a dirtbag. Easy says, I think he'll be a late DLC like Ronda was last year. Was she a late DLC this last year? Was she?
Was she even in the game? Remember?
I don't know. I don't use Ronda.
And she's
man.
probably she has to be out of the game, right? She's in Ring of Honor.
Well, she
Well,
might.
technically she's not signed, but she did. Technically, she's not signed.
That's actually a really good question. I have no idea at that.
Because she ended at where did she ended up? It was not too long ago either.
Easy says Alexi. Who knows? Who cares? Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be in, I know that he's gonna be in the game. We'll see if it's DLC though. RJB. Usually the Royal Rumble's the cutoff because I mean, if they can get it in Cody and he came at Mania, the best they could do is make him in the last pack. It gives them more time to add everything. Yeah, but dude, if this, I don't think that this game is going to be like 2K23, thankfully, but I don't want to wait that long for CM Punk. I know Punk's fans don't want to wait that long, and the creators don't want to wait that long, man. These creators have been working hard on CM Punk cause all year long, man. I'm going to showcase some of them in my next video.
Remember,
I've already made some videos.
I remember your gripe was, I need the best Hulk Hogan. You would go through strips and strips of them, and now it's, all right, let's look for the CM Punk.
Odd years ago when he wasn't in the game, huh?
Yeah, I remember you're like, oh, the mustache looks a little off, or the ring gear is just off the tad. The lightning.
I'm so picky when it comes to these cause, man. If I'm gonna put them in my universe mode, I need them to look right.
Yeah, his nostril looks a little off. Open it up, brother.
Yo, this year everybody was they were creating madmen, bro. Like these guys got down on a lot of guys that looked phenomenal. Like I had the entire AEW roster, I had legends, I had everything. Anything I wanted, I could get a great call of this year. There's no complaints whatsoever. So Mike says, I'm about to go off the rails here, but I believe James Storm will make a WWE run. Didn't he try before?
I thought he was. I know, wasn't he trying to be like a producer or something backstage?
I don't know.
Because I know Abyss is still working for them, correct? Or Joseph Park. I know he's still there.
That's interesting. Joseph Park is, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Which I wish he would have been on screen. He needs to go back. He was awesome with AJ.
Yeah. Devin says, "What about Firefly Funhouse for Bray Wyatt?" If they do like a full on tribute, then I could see that. Maybe you could get a Firefly Funhouse arena or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know how they would.
I haven't heard about that, so
maybe
I don't want to
backstage brawl. I'm not sure how you would do that. Maybe you could do the empty arena with how the lights were in that.
Yeah. Everything Pro Wrestling says at least ECW pack. Yeah, I'd love to see an ECW pack for sure.
Okay, besides the Dudleys, who do you put in? Who would you put?
Look at that. Fire Spark says it's okay, James. I still love you anyway. Look at that.
Yeah,
showing you love. You got to sing for her now.
See, I got to snip it. All right.
At least somebody loves you, James, because I sure as hell don't. I don't love you for
you know what? You were getting a Christmas
fans.
greeting card. You know what?
For treating our fans the way you do, it's despicable. You need to sing to these ladies.
You'll see comments below. I'm not free, man.
Just kidding, James. You know I love you. RJB says, but if they do him last, if they can't get him a scan in, that gives us an extra 60 days. Schism, the tag team, is gone. Their contract is up. They've already wrestled for other promotions. Okay, well then it's probably not happening. Jason says, I need Randy Orton and CM Punk to save me from WWE's dry story angles and segments. If CM Punk can add input for ideas, let him do it. Excuse me. I agree, man. Look, WWE, I don't think has dry angles and storylines. I just think that some of the stuff comes off as corny. You know what I mean? I don't think it's dry because I think that they're telling you a lot more story than an AEW. But
yeah. I don't know if Chris Williams is here, but we spoke about it, and he was kind of like over Tozawa in Alpha Academy. He thought that was very dry and lame.
Yeah.
That was one. There's a few. I'm surprised they have tag teams. Not many.
Yeah. Wolf Mode said, I was just reading a comment section about Punk, and all of a sudden everyone is describing him as a good guy with zero bullshit meter. What a complete 180. Those are probably Punk fans.
It's I
it's
don't know. It's still back and forth. Like you heard, majority of the roster's like cool with him. There's
Yeah.
supposedly one person's like, oh, he's just doing it because he needs to. Whoever that was, I don't know. People speculate it was Regal, but I don't know. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, it's just like me and celebrity. Oh, that guy was cool with me, and other people say that guy was a dick. We've heard it all. I mean, we hear it from people like, oh yeah, this wrestler was cool with me, and other people are just complete a-holes. Like I heard people have met Santino Marella at times. I heard he was an a-hole. And yet comes out as a nice guy in the ring.
Mike says, would you like to see a female version of D-Generation X as modern day? What about you, James? I don't know about that.
I mean,
could it work?
They had a piss
probably with females.
I mean, they had a piss poor. They did a piss poor with the Outcast and AEW with spraying and stuff, but
that's more like an NWO. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be opposed to any of that. A recreation of any of that stuff. I think it would be good.
You could. I mean, there's a couple candidates you could do. I mean, you could do it with Bailey and all that. I don't know.
Bobby says Jesse versus James, WWE 2K24 at WrestleMania 39.
Better 40? Be 40.
Yeah, 40. I'm down with that. James knows I'll whoop that ass. He don't want to.
No, I always go back to remember the Andre Giant jumping off the top rope in the hell.
He did this, so he beat me this one time so cheap.
No, it was
Andre the Giant, man. He was the
cheap.
biggest guy in the damn game. You know what I mean? It's like equivalent to picking Malachi Black in AEW Fight Forever.
You could have ran Andre the Giant.
Yeah, maybe. Jay Nitro, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Before 2K23 came out, YouTubers who got to play it early mentioned seeing trash cans as a weapon. I don't know why 2K decided to take it out before the game's release. We had trash cans at one time. I don't know why they removed that. I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'll have the opportunity to play this game.
Yeah, I knew that it was in there, and you can do all sorts of things. Wonder why they always did trash cans with no lids.
Interesting.
Wonder why, but yet it's being used all the time now. They just did it in War Games. Trash can lid, chains.
Wayne says, I think WWE Cody Rhodes and Roman's story ran its course, and it will be overshadowed now. It won't be as big as Punk versus Seth's story or as big as Randy and the Bloodline story to come. Could be possible, man. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, well, what's the bigger thing? Is it Punk returning, or is it, hey, somebody hasn't beat Roman? I think he has over 1,000+ days.
I think the fans will get more stoked when the time gets closer. You know what I mean? Like, once we know, look, this is what we're going with, then they'll start getting closer. But I'll tell you what, man. Yeah. If you don't have Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania and they do try to go over for that Hogan record, you can just put an X in it. You know what I mean? It's done. Like, it's done after that. Like, you might as well
when was
stop.
it? August? I think it was August that Heyman said, we're still in the third inning, pal.
Yeah, and
we're
it's
probably
ridiculous.
in the fifth inning, maybe sixth inning, so who knows? I would think if you're going to have Jimmy and Jay go at it, there has to be some crumbling effect. He has to go down. The whole empire's going down.
Jay Nitro also says, with the possibility of ECW legends being included in the game, it would be a good way to bring back barbed wire, 2x4s, and thumbtacks as returning weapons. Well, thumbtacks never came to begin with. It was only in a Wii game. Yeah, the Wii version of the game.
2x4? Has the 2x4 ever been?
No, but we should have like barbed wire bats and stuff like that, and it should have the same effect.
Surprised.
It should have the same effect too as like an AEW Fight Forever. When you get hit with a barbed wire baseball bat, you're bleeding, right? Like it hits you right away. So it should have those same effects if you're going to deal with weapons like that in the game. They're going to have to change their blood physics. They need to change a lot about this game to begin with. Like when it comes to the gameplay in general, just the core gameplay, it needs a whole makeover, just a whole new makeover. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are just tired of playing the game like that. So I just
the same rinse and recycle. Can you do the mist in the game? I'm trying to remember.
You used to be able to do it. I'm not
Were
sure.
you? I know Tajiri used to do it back in
Yeah,
the
you used
old
to be able to do
days.
it, but it wouldn't stick to anybody's face. So
Yeah, it
that's
would
another
just
physics that would be really
it
cool to
wouldn't
see.
stick there. Yeah, I mean, if you have an edition of ECW, you have to put that in there easily.
Wayne says, "I don't want Road to WrestleMania if they do that again."
One
Well,
year.
not everybody's a fan of it, but might have some fans of that mode. I don't know. I
Tomato,
personally like the
yeah.
My Rise, but
Mm-hmm.
Easy says, "You just reminded me I need to download the last two 2K23 DLC packs. I haven't played in a while. Just
Yeah, I'm in the
collecting
same way.
dust."
I don't think I downloaded the last one.
That's crazy. Matthew Lopez says there was someone in WWE believes AEW quietly re-signed MJF based on no mention, no bidding war of 2024 has been mentioned. I think that they have signed him just based on the last reaction when MJF won at Full Gear. When he was
I
sitting at
think
the
his
ramp and he was
return.
saying like this is pro wrestling. AEW is pro. You know what I mean? He was just talking
Yeah,
AEW up a
yeah,
lot.
and then the whole story when he came back with Punk was there, and the whole thing like I'll sign you for this amount of money, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Mike
I'm
says,
pretty
yeah, Shinsuke is he showing us his inner Muda inspired by Asuka? Yeah, I mean, the Mist, man, like every time I see Mist, it goes back to Muda for me. How do you feel about
yeah
it, James?
yeah. It's an iconic thing, so I don't know why people are bugging the just Japanese stars are doing this. Well, I mean, only few selected. It's a tribute, you know. I don't see no issues with it, but everyone, you know how it is today's day. Um, I'm still kind of odd.
Fire
Yeah,
says, so who knew Randy was daddy? That was awesome.
new shirt by the way, probably.
Oh, yeah. You got to capitalize on it, man.
Daddy
Easy says,
Randy.
I don't care what the mode is called, my rise, my fries, whatever. I just want the guy behind Road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't we all?
I hope they get Leaper back. Yep, Justin Leaper. We're trying to get on the show. That's for sure, man. He's a little busy. As far as I know, right now we're in talks, and he says he's down. So we'll get him on the show, man.
Hmm.
Jason says just coming from a place as a friend. I don't know what that meant, Jason. Maybe I got too far behind. RJB, when do you guys think we get Punk's first match? I don't think they can wait till the Rumble. That's like 2 months away. I say you throw it on a Raw. I say you have a match on Raw. Why stretch it out? Don't let this guy get locked up. You
Because
know what I
okay,
mean? Let him wrestle.
because what it's November 28th, so you got about 2 months to about 2 months to Royal Rumble. Who's the first match do you put him against? That's the question.
Dom.
Do you
I'd put him up against Dom.
you could do you put yeah you could put him straight in the singles, yeah,
Yeah.
or do you put him in a tag match to get his ring rust out of the way?
I don't know. I wouldn't put him in a tag match. I'd put him in a singles match against Dom. Bobby
Maybe
says,
you know what? If you do, maybe you got Raw on January 1st. Why not do it on New Year's Day?
yeah. Bobby
don't know
says, I
anybody
really
either.
like a symbols prediction for pre-order for 2K24 Snoop Dogg. For me, look, that's not going to me. That's not like, hey, go pre-order this game. Like, I don't care if I get Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean?
I mean, they did do it with Bad Bunny,
They did.
and
They
Snoop
did.
is a
And
big advocate. He's a selling point. I mean, look what he did recently with his whole ham campaign of "I'm not smoking no more."
Bad Bunny, I thought made more sense than a Snoop Dogg though, because we got matches from Bad Bunny. So I don't know. To me, that made more sense. We did get that one moment at WrestleMania with Snoop Dogg, which was totally like improv because Shane McMahon
Yeah,
tore his quads.
yeah, and
But
I had to be there live watching that garbage. Thanks, Shane, Mr. Best in the world.
yeah, it was. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, look, if everybody likes the Snoop Dogg, maybe it could happen. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I guess I think that they probably could do Snoop Dogg as a pre-order. What do you think, James?
I could see it. I mean, what song do you come out? What song do you have him come out to? Is the question.
Snoop.
Or do you? Yeah. And for the love of God, for Cody, please don't sing like some song before WrestleMania. We don't need to hear you do a
Can
California
you imagine
Love.
if he comes out to 1, 2, 3? Like, what?
Come out. You know what? You could
You got
put
the
him
rights
in.
to
Wait a
this?
minute. Hold on. Now you could have him do WrestleMania entrance with Ray. You could.
The Booyaka Booyaka?
Well, no, he came out on the lowrider with Ray. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
Well, they might be onto something. Maybe Snoop Dogg's coming to 2K24.
You know, I would say I wish they would do like certain entrances. I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
Dom coming out in the van and everything all locked up with the chains.
Yo, Beach says Punk on the cover of the game would up sales for the casual gamer. Look, Triple H and them just forgave CM Punk. Like, I don't see them like.
I don't think that was his
handing them
recommendation.
the keys of the castle by all means right now.
Yeah,
you know
I don't
what
think
mean?
he's like, all right, I'll sign you if you put me on the game. I don't think that was on the list.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a mission for CM Punk. I think he's gonna I know he's gonna be in the game, but as a cover star, I still think it's Cody, dude. It's either Cody or Roman. Like I don't know. That's what I'm going with, man. Either Cody or Roman. What do you think's on the cover, James?
Yeah, I would say Cody. It would probably be number 1. Number 2, I mean, if you're trying to sell to folks that haven't watched wrestling in years, that's a big name. This is probably a far reach. You could do Lesnar, but that's very far of a reach. But I would say Cody's probably your best candidate.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a Cody. Personally, that's what I think.
If you want to do a twofer on there, you would put Cody and maybe Roman, but they've already done a twofer before.
Easy's talking about that music. He said, "That's right, James. Leave them wanting more."
Mm-hmm.
Man, you need to just go on and sing that full song. Got to do it, man. Got to give the people what they want. If you want 40 years of Road to WrestleMania, give me a hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah, I'm just kidding, man. I want my rise. He says, yeah. Devin says, yeah, Rotunda was in the clowning around DLC.
Of course, she would be in the clowning around.
Rhonda. I read that as Rotunda. I was like, wait a minute,
wrong
Rotunda.
person.
Yeah, Rhonda was in the clowning around DLC.
Yeah, really, she was in there with Doink the Clown and all that.
Look at how far behind we are in comments. Oh my god,
we're getting
so
there.
far. No,
but
we
super
ain't.
chat guys would help.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that super chat can always bump up the stuff, man. It's hard to. Brandon says, personally, I believe that the roster for, huh?
No, I was reading that Brian Williams comment.
Oh, personally, I believe that the roster for 2K24 is going to be interesting. Yeah, it is. What Brian Williams comment? At the bottom?
No, I think you just passed it right now.
I don't see nothing.
Oh, whatever.
I was skipping a whole bunch of comments.
Anyways, yeah, cool guy.
Brian Williams is awesome.
Yeah,
that's my boy, man.
Dude. Iron Sheik all the way. By the way, Sheik needs to be in the game. Damn it, I'm gonna have a word with Brian.
Mary, why don't you pop up some comments there, James? Make yourself useful since you ain't singing. You know what I mean?
Here, I'll do it.
Give my clicker a rest, you know what I mean? Let me just kick back right here. Yeah. Go ahead, pop them up, James. Do it.
Let me make sure. Don't worry, I won't. I won't
put them co-hosts.
Chris, don't worry, I won't read a Chris Williams name.
Please don't.
I won't mess that one up. Yeah, trust me, I had talking with him, and yeah. Jeffrey Moro's Musica says, I want Jey Uso story WWE 2K24.
I think it's too soon.
Yeah. He's doing good for a singles run. Didn't think it was going to happen. I know we always we're on top of it of tag teams should never split, but I mean, he's doing for his own ground.
I got you, Jason. I just now seeing this, man. No, I got you, man. I understand where you're coming from, man. But you got to know me a little better, too. You know, when you piss me off, I got a platform to come on here and rant and rave. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Rant and Rave Podcast, the homies over
we
there.
all do it. We all do it, Jason. You know, it's not even just wrestling. You know, football, baseball, basketball. I mean, geez, you can get your blood boiling for those.
Is Brian Williams in the chat?
I don't think so. Unless someone
because we just got a comment right there. Like, we got B. Williams in the chat. Let's get it. I don't think he's in the chat.
I don't think he's here.
If he is, what's up, Brian? What's going on, bro?
How's it going?
I didn't see his comment anywhere.
Mike said Eric Bischoff said it best. Controversy sales. Yep. Easily.
Facts. Smiley,
Best.
what's going on? Hold on.
Oh, now we're doing duties. All right.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
Yeah, we'll go
We can
back and
share.
forth.
You
Okay,
see a good comment with Bob. We haven't seen him in the chat. So grappling into moves are so annoying and outdated. To be honest, I'd love 2K19's controls. I like 2K19's controls too, but I feel like the game just needs a whole change. Like
Yeah,
it needs to
I
feel
was.
like wrestling.
My
In
thing
my
was I
opinion.
hated the whole button mashing, the punch combo guessing. I was never good at that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jay Nitro said barbed wire 2x4s were in SmackDown versus Raw 2008, and you could set them on fire.
Oh,
That's
jeez,
correct.
man,
I
that's
completely
oh
forgot
man,
about that. Wow. I
yeesh,
completely forgot about that.
Okay,
Blast from the past, man.
well, thank you for the memory because I do not recall that.
Yeah. Jeffrey says
You know what?
WWE
It
My
does make
Rise.
sense. ECW was in there.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah, but what
that.
I'm saying is like now that you've seen like the physics of an AEW fight forever and you have a barbed wire item, they need to have like a new blood physics. They
Yeah.
have to. Like
Yeah, they do.
you need to make it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jeffrey says WWE My Rise, I want my story in the game. WWE NXT CW,
CW.
I don't know. WWE Raw,
the TV
WWE
station?
SmackDown. Oh, he wants his own shows. That's what he's saying, I think.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
CW,
this is the comment about Brian Williams. Brian Williams, I believe, was on the team when Punk changed to cult of personality theme, and I believe he said in an interview they rushed to get it in, so they might rush to get him in because he's fan. Just letting you know, man. You're gonna see CM Punk in 2K24. You heard it first here.
Now,
Like, it's gonna
what
happen.
code of personality do you get? Do you get the old one or do you get the remastered?
I'll tell you what you ain't fucking getting, and that's this fire still burns. You're not getting it, James.
I'm gonna have a word.
It's not happening.
I don't know. One time. Number one.
One time.
On Spotify. Number one.
Fire Spark. No, you don't want to hear me sing. Trust me. Fun fact though, I used to be a death metal singer. If you couldn't tell by
Tonight
the
is
voice,
the night.
the deep voice. You don't want to hear that.
One.
Trust
you can
me.
sing of that one. You and Chris going off with that one.
What was it?
The one you. Tonight is the night.
What is that? The meme.
Yeah, the meme.
'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Yeah. Over again. The emo days, man. I love it. There you go, Fire. You got a little taste of it right there.
Thanks, Chris.
We should vote on Jesse singing us a song.
No.
Hey, come on. We didn't pressure James.
Yeah, see now, look, you can sing your Hulkamania and all that. You sing that every time to me.
Jason says, I didn't like the vibe of this live chat. I'm just being honest, but hopefully we can get back to more positive vibes after this. Sorry, Jason. Sorry to disappoint, man. It is what it is, but look, man, Punk's my dude. By the way, did you guys get that new Punk shirt? I did. #1 seller. Go grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Go get you some. Jay Nitro says, I'd like to see Taker's bike, Eddie's lowrider, and JBL's limo stay during matches and be interactive with them. That would be cool. I would like that in WWE 2K24. That would be awesome. That'd be a fine.
It would make sense.
Detail,
I never
sir.
understood that. I can remember that was never vehicles you can interact with. You know, when they put Austin in the quad, you know, it would just disappear.
Yeah.
You couldn't drive any of that in the match. I mean, while AW's over here with riding skateboards.
Beach Bite says Snoop has an EA Sports contract. The coach wasn't allowed to be in WWE games because of it. I don't think Snoop will be in either. Fun fact, I didn't know that. I did not know that he had that kind of contract.
Well, he did Call of Duty. How did that work? He did Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't.
He was
Snoop
in there.
did?
You could. Yeah, there
as
was
a skin or what?
No, was it? Who am I thinking? I know Ice Cube was like, you would say enemy.
Oh
UAV,
yeah,
dog.
because you could.
Snoop was in there, I think, wasn't he?
You can download his skin. Yeah, because Snoop is an avid player of Call of Duty too. Like if you didn't know that, he's on TikTok playing Call of Duty.
Oh, I know. I've heard a lot from him.
Yeah. That Cody Snoop theme was cringe. No Snoop and Cody.
California riding.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Let me see here. Best missed, Sky Blue or nah? Nah, man. Sky Blue. Definitely Malachi Black for me. Look, I'm biased. Malachi's my dude. Malachi is my dude. So I'm going Malachi.
Who else has done the mist? I'm trying to think of all time.
Jason says it's getting late over here, guys, in the East Coast. I will be heading out in another half an hour, but great show. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you for coming in, dude, and always supporting us. Sorry it didn't turn out the way you liked tonight, man. I just look, man, we rant and rave over here sometime.
Don't worry, there'll be some positiveness. Don't worry.
I can't be happy all the time, guys. You know what I mean? I'm a normal dude.
What really grinds his gears this week?
Man, wait till you see me play Modern Warfare. I'm just saying. You want to hear me rage? Yep, Modern Warfare is the day.
Trust me, I'm surprised I have not got complaints from my complex about all the swearing at 6 a.m. playing COD.
Just cussing like a sailor. All the people in the upstairs. Yeah, get quiet with that.
Oh, that's a bunch of bull.
All Japanese wrestlers know is strong style of wrestling. Not always, I don't think. I don't know. I like I love Asuka, Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is another one that you'll be seeing in 2K24 too. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to the day that only Vince McMahon is completely away from WWE forever. Me too, man. I can't wait until
I can tell you this, he'll be there in January for that Saudi show. He was there for boxing. I know that.
Fire is over here like, oh, hey, could y'all do it? Hotel California, that would be awesome.
Now you're pushing your buttons.
Yeah. Now you're just pushing it. All right, this isn't a sing along for 2K24. This is we're real things going on over here, man. We got real concerns about WWE and AEW right now. All right, this is serious. This is serious. Let me see here. I'm trying to catch up with some of these comments, man. There's so many of them. Thank you guys so much for the support, by the way. This is awesome. I always appreciate chats like this because you guys are very patient with us. You stuck around. Hopefully we didn't annoy you with the bitching and complaining tonight. You know what I mean? But it's
just had to get off her chest, you know?
Yeah, look, man, it's just one of those episodes. Look, we're podcasters. We talk about current wrestling. And we don't get to talk about it very much. 2K24 has been the subject for everybody for what? About a month now, right, James? We've been just doing straight 2K24 chats. But at the end of the day, we're wrestling fans too. So It is what it is. Lamar says Will Fallon, Ainley and Josh Briggs, and Brooks Jensen being WWE 2K24. Are those guys all NXT guys?
They're NXT. Yeah.
Are they new NXT guys?
So, excuse me for my acknowledgement. I don't know much NXT. I do know the names. They might go DLC. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe very slim.
So they're new.
Yeah, partially, I would think.
Yeah, but what's partially?
Maybe 4 or 5 months, I think. Maybe longer. I could be wrong.
Oh, they're in the game then. If they've been around that long, they're probably scanned in. I would assume, anyway. Listen, guys, I hope everybody enjoys CM Punk's run in WWE. Give the guy a chance. Let him try to entertain you. I would like to see him face Dominic Mysterio first, and I think that we're heading towards a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. But in order to get there, we're going to have CM Punk wrestle a lot more to prove his worth, right, on Raw. So he's going to have to beat some major players in order to get that title match and make it seem realistic. Cody has already announced that he has entered the Royal Rumble again. I don't think Cody wins 2 years in a row.
No, I think Cody's going to go through the whole Shawn Michaels effect when he was trying to win the Rumble so bad and he lost, and it was like heartbreaking. But we'll see.
Yeah, so big things coming for WWE, man. I hope AEW gets better. I hope they stop the shenanigans. Hopefully we have a good show tomorrow night on Dynamite. I'll be watching. Hope you guys are too, man. Jamar says, no, they've been down in NXT, so they've been there. I would like Michelle McCool in WWE 2K24. I think everybody would. I think
she might. I would
yeah,
think. I would think
that's
Taker
I think
would
that's
push
due.
that. Hey, my wife needs to go in there.
Yeah.
I don't see no issues with that.
Firespark says that would be cool. Yeah, 100%. Guys, do me a favor. If you're not following us on Twitter or X at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, as a matter of fact, we're at the Pro Wrestling Shoot right there down at the bottom of your screen. You can see it at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Where, James?
I'm sorry, what?
Where are we at the Pro Wrestling Shoot?
We are on Twitter. We're also on Facebook.
Oh, I hate you sometimes. You're supposed to say everywhere. Why are we everywhere, James?
You got to spit.
You
got it.
You can tell we don't rehearse this at all. We just go live.
It's always on the it's always on the limb. I mean, it's still not on the T-shirt. I've been asking for that, but
you've been asking for. We'll design it then, bro.
Okay, he'll say, "Well, branding matters, James."
James, branding matters at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, guys. Follow us on Twitch. Thank you so much for the 1 or 2 Twitch followers that do get on the live stream and watch. We get a lot more views later on in the fact, but for the most part, we got about 2 that show up during the live chat, and I really appreciate that. So thank you guys, all of you. Thank you to our members, Beach Bites. Yeah. We got, who else is in here for the members? Mike. Yeah. I think we have another one in here too as well. We have a few members, man. Thank you guys so much for that, because that is truly appreciated. You have no idea what that means to us, that you would pick a couple guys that stream on YouTube and make videos about, wrestling video games and play video games on Twitch. So the fact that you choose us to spend your time with, man,
it much
means
appreciated.
The world.
Yeah.
It means the world. And I promise next week there won't be so much complaining, Jason. I'm sorry about that, because we appreciate you too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Like the video, share that out, man. Get us out there more. I think your boys are close to maybe getting in a little tighter with 2K. Maybe something will happen with us. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll be
was that acclaimed?
Yeah, maybe we'll be scissoring 2K. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Whoa, I'm just wrong show.
Yeah. So, wish us luck. We got some special guests coming on soon. It's going to be a good time. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. So, thank you guys for all the super chats that you give us. Thank you for showing up, spending your time. Thank you for the memberships. And we will see you on a video release. This Friday. I'll release a video for you guys this Friday, and then we will have another one for you Monday. I'll make it happen. I promise. Family time's over. It's time to get back to work and crunch some numbers, man. I'm Jesse. He's James. We'll see you next week right here on the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Thank you so much.